All right, guys. Well, congrats on another trip to the tournament and for your season thus far and the win. We'll start off with you, Coach.
Yeah.
So dropped the first set, but it seems like you guys were able to kind of settle back into your game. Looked pretty comfortable late there in the win. What do you think was the key to pulling out the victory to advance?
Yeah, I thought it just took us a set to settle in. I thought once we got a little bit more disciplined with what we were doing and started working a little bit harder on defense, I thought that was the difference for us. In the first set, they hit 355. And for a team that prides ourselves on defense, that's not a number that we're pleased with. And then it was, 150, 161, and in the negatives after that. So once we started working harder on the defensive side of the ball, I thought that was kind of the difference.
Great. And then for Connor and Ryan, both of you can answer this. You guys have seen pretty remarkable improvement from last year. I think your season ended in your conference tournament. What do you think has been really the catalyst or the key things to how much you guys have improved thus far?
I got it. If you look at our roster, we're pretty much the same team, which is kind of funny. But I think this year it's been just a ton of guys that have been working out of season in our fall season that have really stepped up and started playing positions that they may not be used to, or kind of getting used to taking a heavier load. And so I think that just if you look at the roster, we're pretty much the same team, but just the fact that I think people did really well in the offseason as well as the beginning of the season and really stepping up and just playing the role that they were given. That's what I think it's.
And then Ryan, for you, so big matchup tomorrow in the regional final. What do you think are some of the keys that will be important to having some success against Southern Virginia?
I think something that we saw tonight was just that if a team like LBC brought as much energy as they did, it really kind of shocked us. And obviously coming into a really hard matchup with SVU tomorrow, high-powered team all the way across the whole board, and we'll need to have just as much energy coming back from our bench on the court everywhere we can get it. Biggest thing there is just being able to jump high, touch balls high, and then defense, like we said, that's the main thing of this season, difference from last season. And if we can do that, we can probably play with them.
Coach, not to completely backtrack, but you had a tough loss last weekend. You come back this weekend, you start off a little bit slow, and then you turn it around. Talk about this team's resiliency this season. I know the record's really impressive, but coming off of that loss and then coming here, losing that first set and bouncing back, kind of talk about your team in that aspect.
Yeah, the first thing I said after the first set tonight was just trust the process. Like, we didn't need to be anybody that we weren't. We just needed to play our brand of volleyball. And I didn't think we did that very well in the first set, and I didn't think we did that very well last weekend either. And so once we just settled in and played our style, you see the results. So again, I don't think it was anything like we didn't make any changes to the scouting report after the first set. It was like, we're fine. We just got to get back to playing us. Once we did that, the results followed. So I think it was just, staying committed to the process and just the things that we've worked on all year. We don't have to do anything crazy.
And last one I'll give you guys before we let you go. Quick turnaround, of course, another match tomorrow. What are some of the important things you guys do in preparation for back-to-backs?
I think a lot of it is just making sure that we're being responsible and going to bed at an early time, but we know that this is a big match tomorrow, and just making sure that people on this team know the part that they play on this team and making sure that everybody does a good job of keeping each other accountable. And like we said, energy was a big thing. So if we're not ready to come play tomorrow, we know that it's going to be a tough match. And so as long as everybody's doing their job, being held accountable, I think that it's just bringing the energy and making sure that we're ready for that tomorrow.